Hi, my name's Tracy Young, and I've come across the Shambhala Warrior Prophecy and wanted to share this with you. It's coming from Margaret Wheatley's book, So Far From Home, and Joanna Macy's book, Act of Hope, page 101. So the Tibetan word for warrior is pawo, meaning one who is brave and one who vows to never use aggression. And the idea is really that each person who chooses to become one of these warriors for the human spirit, they choose to be as peaceful and with good humor, even in great times of trouble. And even if just one person can endeavor to do that, then all of us can do it. So, this particular version of the prophecy was given to Joanna Macy by a dear friend and her teacher who lives in the community in the Tashiyong in northwest India. And I'm going to read it as if it's actually about you. So, here we go. There comes a time when all life on earth is in danger. At that time, great powers have arisen, barbarian powers. And although they waste their wealth in preparations to annihilate one another, they have much in common. Among the things they have in common are weapons of unfathomable destruction and power, and technologies that could lay waste to the entire world. It is just at this point in our history when the future of all beings seems to hang by the frailest of threads that the kingdom of Shambhala emerges. You can't go there because it's not a place. It exists in the hearts and minds of the Shambhala warriors. You can't tell whether someone is a Shambhala warrior just by looking at him or her, because these warriors wear no uniform or insignia. They have no banners to identify whose side they're on, and no barricades on which to climb to threaten the enemy or behind which to rest and regroup. They don't even have a home turf. The Shambhala warriors have only the terrain of the barbarians' powers to move across and act upon. Now the time is coming when great courage is required of the Shambhala warriors, moral and physical courage. That is because they are going right into the heart of the barbarians' powers to dismantle their weapons. They are going into the pits and citadels where the weapons are made and deployed. They are going into the corridors of power where the decisions are made. In this way, they work to dismantle the weapons in every sense of the word. The Shambhala warriors know these weapons can be dismantled because they are mana maya, which means mind made. They are made by the human mind and thus can be unmade by the human mind. The dangers facing us are not brought on us by some satanic deity or some evil extraterrestrial force or by some unchangeable preordained fate. Rather, these dangers arise out of our relationships and habits and out of our priorities. So, said the teacher, now is the time of the Shambhala warriors to go into training. How do they train, you might ask? They train in the use of two implements, he said. Actually, he used the words weapons. What are they, you might ask? And he held up his hands the way the dancers hold up their up the ritual objects in the great Lama dances of his people. One, he said, is compassion, and the other is insight into the radical interdependence of all phenomena. You need both. You need compassion because it provides the fuel to move you out to where you need to be and to do what you need to do. It means not being afraid of the suffering of your world. And when you're not afraid of the world's pain, then nothing can stop you. But by itself, that implement is very hot. It can burn you out. So you need the other tool, the insight into the radical interconnectivity of all that is. When you have that, then you know that this is not a battle between the good guys and the bad guys. You know that the lines between good and evil runs through the landscape of every human heart, and you know that we are so interwoven in the web of life that even our smallest acts have repercussions that ripple through the whole web beyond our capacity to see. But that is kind of cold, even a little abstract. So you also need the heat of the compassion. So this is actually the gist of this prophecy. And sometimes you'll see, I went on YouTube actually and had a look, and you can see the Tibetan monks often will do these gestures and hand movements, and they're sort of dancing to have and working with this interplay between compassion and wisdom. So yeah, there's kind of an invitation there to explore those two things and to share them with the world in a way that feels right for you. I'm still very much on the beginning of this journey, but I felt strongly that I wanted to share this. And I think artists actually have something really important to offer. I think artists, we've all got pieces of artwork. We don't know why they've come into being, but they have a story to tell, all of their own. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and will consider also this, the call, the invitation to this warriorship for the human spirit. Thank you. Bye.